Hey guys, Myles here again at Tactical Hyve, and it is Sunday, so we are releasing a video that focuses on competition shooting every Sunday, and this is the second video in the series. I was thinking about what topic to cover for this particular video, and one of the comments from our previous video stood out, and that was, when should you start moving and shooting for competition? And I thought that was a good question because everyone's going to start somewhere where they really have to build the accuracy. That was one of the tips from the first video, focus on accuracy. And before you start moving and shooting, it is important to be able to shoot accurately on demand. Not necessarily really fast, but once you get into position, you know that you're going to land your shots and hit exactly what you want. That said, in competition shooting, you primarily are going to engage your targets with two shots. People will call them, depending on how close you are, there might be hammer pairs, they call them doubles, but basically two shots per paper target. Steel is usually one. So before moving and shooting, this is something that I would recommend, but don't take it as black and white or gospel. What I mean by that is you can begin to experiment and work on moving and shooting whenever you want, to be honest. But I do think that building your accuracy to the point where you can get in front of a target, let's say at 7 yards and beyond, and take two rapid shots and hit them accurately, then go on to moving and shooting. Then I think that your moving and shooting practice, your training and practice will be more fruitful. So that said, what I recommend as a starting point, this is not the only thing to think about, but I would recommend before really honing in on moving and shooting to be able to hit a target, paper, steel, shooting doubles, shooting two rapid fire shots before moving and shooting. Because again, in competition, you're going to get into a position, take two shots, and then move away from there. And if you can't do that accurately, as you begin to move and shoot, then it's going to even be more challenging. So that could be discouraging for you and you might not want to continue the sport. So what I'm going to demonstrate here is something that you can kind of build on, right? So you're doing single shots, it's great, everything's perfect, right? Single shots, you're hitting your target. Now let's just add two shots. But the idea here is to go as fast as you can, right? So they're called doubles here. So I'm going to put on my ear pro and I'm going to talk through this as I'm doing it, okay? So I'm going to load and make ready, and I have a steel plate, BC steel, about, it's at 7 yards. Okay, and I'm going to load and make ready. So let's just start with single shots, right? So you haven't really focused on moving and shooting, so you might be just doing single shots, right? You're working up to your accuracy, so I'm going to take single shots. And it might be as simple as that, right? Everyone starts somewhere. But now what we want to do is add two shots because that's going to be your common engagement, and 7 yards is a good distance to start from. So you might start off really slow like this. It might be something like this, right? That is a good cadence or a good rhythm if you're just starting off. Get your accurate shots. But if you can start shooting two shots much faster, then you'll have a higher success rate when moving and shooting because you're going to be engaging these targets with two shots each while moving. So the next level here would be it could be on the buzzer or just start without the buzzer, is to do two shots as fast as you can while maintaining accuracy. So I'm here, I missed that shot. Now let me do it again. I'm going to adjust, missed that one, I'm going to adjust a little bit. There we go. The idea there is you want to get to that point where you can do it consistently. All right, so I'm going to do this again here. Okay. When you're able to do that, let's say 9 out of 10 times, I would think that that's a pretty good baseline to be confident that as you move and shoot, you'll have the abilities to land your shots. Now, they won't be that fast. It won't be the same split times, but that will give you the confidence that as you're moving and shooting, because you're going to slow down when you're moving and shooting anyway, that you'll be able to engage those targets accurately. So you can start off, again, everyone's going to start off with one shot. Then you can start off with that cadence where it might be bang, bang, but then ultimately try to get really quick, because we're doing this stationary where I'm just here, but ultimately we're going to move into position and continue to move while we're taking those two shots. So this is the starting point. Once you guys reach a point where you feel comfortable with your doubles, or you can call them hammer pairs depending on the distance. They can be control pairs for some. And if you're not sure what the difference between hammer pairs and control pairs, for those of you who are getting into shooting, control pairs are when you see your sights each shot. Each shot. A hammer pair, typically you're going to see your sights just on the first shot. The second shot, you're relying on your mechanics to land that shot. I'm not going to get into why you would want to use hammer pairs or control pairs just for this particular video, but in sport, you are going to get to a point where you want to get fast. If you want to get fast, you're going to have to rely on hammer pairs, where you're relying on mechanics for your second shot. Okay, so starting off, if you're not into moving and shooting yet, do what you've been doing on on your typical shooting session, 1 shot, 2 shots, then go as fast as you can. Now, if you reach a point where you're landing those shots quickly, 2 shots at a time, then the next step would be, don't go crazy with your movement. You can honestly just add a step. So instead of beginning to move like crazy, forward and back, lots of steps, just add 1 step, maybe to the side. So take a look here. I have a target here at 7 yards. So instead of this, where I'm just here and I take my shots, I might step and then take those 2 shots. Just that motion is enough to kind of get you working on your balance as you're moving. You don't need to take a lot of steps, so baby steps. So once you're able to do this, okay, that feels good, then add some steps. So I missed that first shot, so I'm going to do it again. All right, just that is going to give you a taste of what moving and shooting should feel like and look like. And the idea here is once you're able to do that, 2 shots, then you can start adding more movement. So I just literally started moving side to side, then you could begin to add some steps. Okay? Notice that we're constantly shooting, and that's why we started off with these doubles or hammer pairs or control pairs, whatever you want to call it. But the idea is when you guys are moving and shooting, you most likely are going to be taking multiple shots as you see the targets in front of you. So you don't want to get into this habit of just taking single shots really slow. Okay, because at that point, you might as well stay stationary, okay? Now that's getting a little ahead of ourselves, but the idea here, guys, is with moving and shooting, you want to try and engage targets while you are moving rather than, this happens a lot, where someone's starting off, what they do is, if I'm moving, they kind of pause while they take their shots and then they move. So they might move, stop, pop, pop, and then move. Try to take those baby steps while you're moving, take those shots. Okay, don't stop in midair. All right, so that's what I would recommend as you guys are just starting off. In terms of you don't really move and shoot yet, take baby steps, work on your accuracy now with 2 rapid fire shots, then add the movement, then just with 1 step, then continue to add from there. Hope you guys liked the video. If there's something competition focused that you want to hear, please leave us a comment. And if you like this video, want to see more of it, please, as usual, like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next video.